Hello there, and in today's video, we're going to be talking about restorative yoga. Now, restorative yoga is a particular form of yoga, and there are many different forms of yoga that focuses much more on stress reduction, and it's more of a relaxation form of yoga than an active form of yoga. Yoga is becoming more and more popular, and I use some yoga. I don't really do a yoga workout, but I have certain yoga poses and I do as part of my morning and evening ritual, and find it very helpful. So today we'll be exploring restorative yoga and its impact on teenage mental health. After my first introduction to yoga and one of the forms of yoga, became a lot more curious about it. And in this video, we're going to be looking at its impact on mental health by looking at how that will impact things like your academics, your emotional management, your ability to deal with stress, your self-image and self-esteem. Those will be the topics that we look at and what research is telling us about this idea of restorative yoga. So stay tuned for that. There's quite a bit of research that's been done on yoga in general, but even restorative yoga in particular. They've implemented programs, yoga programs within schools, so we're getting good data back from that. Trying to see what the different results are of yoga practices on several areas, and one of those is academics. So if students are participating in yoga and those who don't participate in yoga, is there a difference in their academic performance? So when you set up a study like that, you want to kind of randomize it so that those who are involved in the yoga aren't, the better students compared to those who don't. So you kind of balance things out. And what the research is showing is that there is an improvement in academic performance from those students who do yoga. It doesn't matter across spectrums, intellectual levels, grade levels, etc. And the answer, the understanding of that probably is easy to understand when we think about its impact on stress. Because we know students who are in the emotion of stress do not perform as well academically. It impacts your ability to think quickly, to problem solve, to think creatively, to really find the right words, to express answers and what they know. All of those things are negatively impacted when you are under stress. So if yoga improves academics, then it's likely it's doing so because it's impacting their ability to deal with stress. So does research support that? Well, yoga practices have been shown, particularly restorative practices where we're talking about its focus on mindfulness and more relaxtive, meditative, breathing, all those things. It can involve holding poses for extended periods of time. So you are getting physical action and activity, but it's designed a little bit differently in order to help you alleviate levels of stress. So with that design, kids who are involved in this form of yoga are finding, self-reporting the results from the academics, showing that they are able to gain control of that stress level. The biochemistry begins to change. They begin to feel better about themselves. They are able to then perform better. And it can be directly linked to their participation in yoga practices. Probably the best way to really kind of illustrate the impact that yoga have on anybody, but we are talking about teenagers. The impact on teenagers can be that much more profound, partly because of their age, and we've in other videos have talked about some of the mental health challenges that teenagers have. But let me share the story of Russell Brand, who's been very open about how his recovery from drug and alcohol addiction and really the stresses in his life and self-medication, all those things, was yoga. Yoga's focus on the mind and body connection. Yoga is more than just doing stretching and poses and all, which it does. And it really helps your body. It helps strengthen your body, tone your body, flexibility within your body, balance, all those very good things within your body. But that mind connection with your breath work and controlling your thinking patterns is what Russell Brand has said changed his life. It gave him an ability to recover, to escape the addiction, escape the stresses of being a high profile entrepreneur, helped him think more clearly. All these positive benefits that come when you are out of the emotion of stress, he credits through the practice of yoga. We've seen data about this very thing happening with teenagers when it's been implemented in schools. The other story is Mark Divine. And Mark Divine is really the person where I first kind of got introduced to yoga and different types of yoga. And when I say introduced to it, where I actually started trying to do more yoga, I've simplified my yoga practice. Sometimes I've thought that I should probably be more intense with the yoga training because in large part of what Mark Divine has said about its ability on the mental side of things. Mark Divine was a Navy SEAL, and yoga gave him that ability to control his mind in stress, dealing with SEAL life, which if we've watched any sort of the movies or any of that sort of stuff, SEAL life is pretty intense, pretty crazy. And his ability to control his breathing, to control his emotions, to control his mind through the body work, which we think about SEAL training. He said that the conditioning also of yoga tremendously helped him in that physical aspect of SEAL work. And all of that is what, not only with himself, but now in his private life as an entrepreneur, his retired life in SEALs, where he does these sort of trainings for other people. And he's even done pre-training for people who want to go into the Navy SEALs, has helped him manage the stress and much better so he can perform at the higher peaks. His programs he calls the unbeatable mind. And he credits yoga with being able to do that. So if you think about these two individuals, Russell Brand and Mark Divine, and their life experiences, both in high stress, different, but high stress situations, who credit what yoga does for their ability to take control of their emotions, take control of their mental and physical health. Couple that with the research that's coming out, it'd be a very beneficial thing for teenagers to develop into a routine of theirs in order for them to manage their emotions, their stress, improve their performance, improve their relationships, improve their life. Come to the end of another video, and while I am not a strong practitioner of yoga, meaning I don't like do regular yoga workouts every day, I do have a stretching routine that I do every evening that all those stretches came from yoga. I do practice breath work, which comes from yoga and some of those backgrounds, and it absolutely has positively impacted my life. No question about it. I even do think I should probably do more. So this video has that sort of personal kind of component to it. I do encourage you to check out other videos, subscribe to our channel. In particular, you might be interested in checking out the video, How Does Teen Pregnancy Impact Mental Health? So check that out today, and I'll see you in another video.